Yeah, JAG2G. More than the players, more than the scores. Get up on game, try to know more. More knowledge, more game. One got the knowledge, one got the logic, and one's eclectic, the perspective's prophetic. JAG Collective, bringing perspective outside the game. Information we share is not the same.
Know It All Nation, thanks for tapping in to another episode of the JAG2G podcast. I'm the Jag. I'm just the guy. We got the 2G, my two geniuses in the building, per always, when we rocking out on this podcast. My boy Rory in the building. Rory, what's up, man? How you been? How your week been since we last got together and all that kind of stuff, man?
Man, I was in a student-teacher tennis tournament, and I had a bad hip that day.
Wait. You were in a student-teacher tennis tournament?
Yeah, I had a bad hip. You know, I'm old now. I'm old, and I got out of bed and put my leg down. My hip was like, "Not today, brother, not today." And
you still whooped him, right?
No, I'm getting to that story. I'm getting to that point. Then
I want to know about the student teacher part. You're a teacher.
Yeah. We got partnered up with, so it was a tennis team, and so we got partnered up with different people on the tennis team, and we got put into tournaments, into a tournament bracket form. So then I, of course, got matched with someone, and then we're now in this tournament, and lo and behold, I said that I woke up that morning, my hip wasn't agreeing with me. And I was like, this is not good. This is not good. So the tennis tournament was going well. You know what I mean? Some of my game was coming back again. We won the first match 4-0 because it's only up to 4 games because we want to get out of there and we're old. And then I won the second game 4-0. And then that third game, my hip was not working for me. I was running for a ball. I tried to plant that left side. The left side was like, not today, brother. And then I said, oh, so I had to switch to the right. And then I hit to the right and I put too much pressure on the right foot. And man, I sprained my hamstring. I forgot. Then it's like I felt a buckle. Then I had to go back to my left hip. And that left hip wasn't working. I was looking like an idiot trying to stop. Oh man, it was not good. It was not good. Now I have a big old nut, swollen right hamstring. So I'm not happy, dude. I'm not happy.
Wow.
I'm in pain. I used to pop in the leave this now. Oh,
I happen to know that I'm like 6 or 7 months older than you, but we're the same age right now.
We're the same age.
What are you doing playing tennis? With students, with people on the tennis team, though. That's the part, right? You was playing with another person your age.
A little younger, yes, but close.
Okay, I mean, you playing people that do that. Didn't you hear the story about Kevin Hart? He was at a party and like an old football player, not that far along retired, that Kevin Hart told him he could beat him in the race. And he said, come on, man, let's race. And they raced. And Kevin Hart was messed up. He said, I messed up stuff I didn't know I had, like some ambulantroids. And he had to go to the hospital, was in a wheelchair for like 2 weeks, like all kind of craziness, because he wanted to prove to this guy, I can run faster than you. And Kevin Hart at the time was probably like 43 years old. Yeah, man, you had no business doing that. And the school shouldn't let you do that. Are they liable?
I think they should be. I think I'm going to go get some workers' comp. That's what I should get. I'm going to be honest with you. I had no business running for that ball. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I let it go by. I'm thinking, I can get that. I was like, I can get that. Let me go get that ball. I was like, my buddy was like, where are you going? Where are you going? Like, it's either winners or winners against you. That's what the game should have been. But I don't know what I was thinking. I said, I'm in desperation mode. At the time, we were losing the game. We were losing the match. So I had to like up some energy because I'm not gonna put it on the teammate, but she wasn't carrying her weight. You know what I'm saying?
I hope she sees this podcast.
Yeah, I was about to say. I want to see her return smoke when she's like, "Oh, I wasn't carrying my weight."
She was doing that. Every time when she won a point, she was doing the Justin Jefferson move. You know what I mean? The hizzy, whatever.
Justin Jefferson does
what's the thing he does?
The gritty.
The gritty.
The gritty.
He was doing the gritty. I was like, what are you doing the gritty for? In my mind, I'm like, you doing the gritty?
Hey, Rory, question though. Did she hurt her hip and is she all messed up now, or is she good?
No, she's not. She's not hurt. She wasn't good.
She's fine.
The ball went by her. I was running down the ball.
I'm sure she was younger.
She missed it. She was like, "Oh, sorry." I was like, "Dang, nabbit!" I was running for that ball, and that's when you know what I mean. That's so. Yeah,
that's great, man. You can't be letting your brain and your spirit like convince you that you're in a younger man's body. You can't do that.
No, I'm fully aware of that. I know.
You just gotta stay here before every point.
Anymore.
For every point. That's what I be playing racquetball, and before every point, I be like, I'm 39. Okay, here we go, playing. And then I play at a 39-year-old pace, not when I was in my 20s. Because if I try to move like I'm in my 20s, like you said, I won't be able to walk out of the gym. So I be serving. I'm 39. There we go.
See, I need to have that mantra. I need to have that mantra. Every point.
Every single point, you got to keep that in your head.
That should be the mantra. I didn't do it. And that's on me. Now I have a sprained hamstring looking at me going, yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, now
you know you done messed up now, right? You know you done messed up, right? You know you done messed up, right? That's all it's saying to me over and over again. I'm in the interrogation room.
Oh, you're quoting the same movie we used a few weeks ago. We had to edit that out.
Yes.
Society. Yes. Okay, yeah. Oh,
I'm glad you picked up on it, Kev. I'm glad you picked up on it. There you go.
Per our weekly usual, I got to get the disclaimer here. I have a disclaimer here, but so don't say anything today. Don't say nobody's name. Don't say nothing.
We have to say a name today, though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about him, but it's all factual, right?
Yeah, it's all factual.
And you're
not going to stray too far from facts.
That's the fact, Jack. Steven, what's up with you, man? How's your week been?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm just riding the high that all of my teams, everything's looking up for my teams. Cowboys had a strong draft. The Wizards got the #1 pick.
You feeling real.
I'm feeling
about that.
Very good about that one, man. I'm feeling good about that.
Fleecing people and stuff, man. Like ain't nobody going for them trades you talking about.
Well, then we gonna keep the #1 pick then.
The Bands don't want to go to y'all.
Too bad. If he want to go anywhere else, they're gonna have to give up the whole house for the pick. They can give it up.
It worked out for Eli Manning.
Well, it worked out for Alex Sarr too. It worked out for Alex Sarr.
John Elway, yeah.
But it didn't work for Ace. Remember, we tried to play that game with Ace last year, and he still got drafted by Utah. So
speaking of which, our next live show will be Thursday night. Not this Thursday. It's coming up. Is what date did I say? Is it like the 2 weeks from tonight? 2 weeks from tonight. We'll talk about quarterbacks because Rory brought up Elway. So we're going to talk about the top 10 quarterbacks of all time and how many of those guys are in it because of the green culture. Where's green culture in? And the top 10 begins. We all have interesting perspective. We'll all bring our list of our top 10 guys, and we'll have the ones we agree on, the ones we disagree on, and the live chat will be welcome in that one because we'll be live and take your perspective too. So be sure to tap in 2 weeks from tonight, and you'll see us posted.
Thursday, May 28th, 9:15 p.m.
There you go. Thank you, Stephen.
That's my last day of school.
Oh man, hope your hips doing all right.
And then, the last thing I want to say is my Nats were at 500 for the first time in 3 years.
Really?
Yes. We are 23-23. We haven't been at or above 500 in 3 years. Let's go.
I know you. I know you guys beat my Reds. I believe might have swept us or 2 out of 3 for sure.
Yeah, them young boys been balling. So
I feel
Wasn't Dusty
good to be a DC
the
sports
manager?
fan.
no,
He's been gone.
Been gone for years, man.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Roy. So tell us what we're gonna talk about on today's show, man.
Well, I mean, don't you have that little heading to show or something? Can you put the heading on? Here it is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. That is Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. And so our basic premise today is Dallas Cowboy. Has he been great for the Cowboys, or is he the devil of the Cowboys? Basically, that's in a nutshell. The pluses and minuses of Jerry Jones.
Yeah, you don't want to compare him to. You want to be sacrilegious. Say he's either God or the Cowboys.
No, I don't want to say that.
But he can be the devil, though.
He could be like, how about a demon?
A demon, is he the angel of the Cowboys or a demon of the Cowboys?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay.
Little column A, little column B.
And okay, well, Stephen would have perspective, but Roy, let's go ahead and get this show on the roll and put you in the driver's seat.
Oh no! This is
man.
I'm in the hot seat. This is fantastic.
Not the hot seat. You actually control the narrative from that seat, man. So let's go ahead and have a discussion, whatever it is we're talking about. Steve and I are ready to learn.
All right,
ready to offer opinion and perspective. Is all we got. No knowledge of Jerry Jones. Stephen, he's a Cowboy fan.
He is. And being down here in the South, I mean, I'm going to say this is a different world than what I'm used to. I didn't realize how different it was until you get down here, but it is a different.
Is this
place.
your first time living it's not even like the southeast. It's like the south.
This is the South. This is the southwest.
The South, right? Yeah. Well, no, because Arizona is not the same as like the southeastern states and Texas.
I'm in the land of Juneteenth, though, Kev. I'm in the land of Juneteenth.
You are.
I waited. Make that sink in just a little bit. I'm in the land of Juneteenth, where people didn't know. They
didn't tell them. Diabolical. They didn't tell them.
That's where I am. I'm in Juneteenthville.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them folks they free. we gonna get a whole nother 2 years out of them.
We'll keep them working for as long as we can get them. All right. So we're gonna start the show on that premise to a certain extent because Jerry Jones is a man of history. He's a man of the present. But let's go back to Brown v. Board of Education case of 1953. Right? Separate isn't equal. Then we fast forward 2 years because obviously things weren't going along, so they had to have another Brown case, Brown 2, right? And this is where they said schools have to desegregate with all deliberate speed. And let's fast forward to thinking about 2 years after that, 57, and you got the Little Rock high school kids going in, and people are saying, hey, no segregation.
Can I ask a question? Jerry Jones, Little Rock, Arkansas, right?
He's an Arkansas man. He's from Arkansas. People think he's from Texas.
I didn't. I want to know that him and Bill Clinton ever crossed paths.
In hope.
Yeah, I mean,
Jerry Jones he was in the big city. You know what I mean? Okay. Bill Clinton's he was in a small little podunk town called Hope. But you see Jerry Jones in his little striped shirt in the back right. That's Jerry Jones. He's under the JAG2G. I don't know who that guy is circled in the front, but he's in that shirt. Jerry Jones had some style back in the day. Look at him. He had his that cut associated with certain people, and there he is. Just kind of. He said he was a curious kid. He was there because he was curious. And you know what? You got to give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess, because maybe there wasn't much going on in Arkansas during that time period. And that was the news of the day. He wanted to see what was going on. That he could have made the news. Like, oh look, what's going on? Yeah, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. We have to pretend as though he's not, spewing venom at those people trying to walk into that school. We have to assume he's not, because he's there though. He's there. I myself, I'm going to put it out there. if there was a rally, you know what I mean, hating on a certain ethnic group of people, I wouldn't be in the first 5 rows, you know what I mean, hanging out there saying, I just want to see how they're treating these people. I wouldn't be there, but Jerry Jones, he was a young kid. He was a curious kid. So he went and got, caught up in that, that scene. And of course, he finally admitted that it was him after not admitting that it was him. So that's the first Jerry Jones. He's a man of history. He's a man of history.
Demon so far. Okay. That's a check in the demon box for me, but keep going.
Reach.
That's a reach for you, Steven?
Reach.
Okay. All right.
Is it a reach?
Bit of a reach.
Well, let's let Roy finish. I want to hear your take on that in the discussion. I mean, because either you're there or you're not there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead.
That's part that. But this is the deep dive, and I want to say this is open to you guys at this point. Now, I gave you my perspective. I said, hey, look, it was the news of the day. He wanted to see what was going on. He said he was a curious kid. That lines up. Jerry Jones seems like a curious human being. But I'm just saying, from my viewpoint, if there was a school, in the inner city of Newark, New Jersey, and we were discriminating against, some Asian people coming in, and we're like, no, Asians, come to our school, and like let's rally. And they said, would I be at that rally? Would I show up at that rally? And my answer is probably not. Probably not. That's just me. Stephen, would you go to the rally if someone said you had nothing to do with it? You aren't against those people coming into the school. Would you be at that rally? Would you be at that rally to prevent them from?
Would I?
I'm asking you. I'm giving you a different. So you're in Prince George's.
Wait, this is happening in Prince George's County.
And there's Asian students coming into the school.
And people would be protesting them. Okay, just because of the absurdity of the situation, I would absolutely be at that rally wondering what was going on.
Well, there you go. Steven is also a curious kid, Kevin.
But I would be like, wait, people in Prince George's County are anti-Asian people? Wait a minute, what is going on? I would be confused by all of that, and I would have to see the game.
Jerry Jones lived in Arkansas, a very not so hospitable place for other minority groups. Why would he be curious about that? That's what I want to know. Why would he knows where he lives. He's fully aware of where he lives. Like, he's like, oh, Arkansas doesn't like this. Arkansas is like that. I didn't know that. I think Jerry Jones knew. I think Jerry Jones knew that he lived in a place that was not so hospitable to certain people. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, Stephen, because that does make sense. That you'd be like, that I need to go. Like, makes sense.
That's all I'm saying. Like, that's all. That's why I said this. It feels like a bit of a reach to me.
There's no reach. I'm just saying, what does that put him in regards to, humanity? But let's move on. Let's fast forward. Jerry Jones, how did he acquire the Cowboys? Well, for years, he was when you are an oil man and you're failing as an oil man, are you really failing as it's just you're waiting for the next big drill, right? The next big dig where you might find something. But Jerry Jones was up to his, eyeballs and above in debt as an oil man. He wasn't very successful early on, but then he hit it big. He finally hit a well. He finally hit something, and he got some cash finally. And with that, and as soon as he got that cash, he used that cash to buy the Cowboys. And he was very successful. Or was he not successful? I'm confused. But like years of failure. I mean, every man goes through failure, I think. I mean, I know I have. And I'm sure other people have. But he got his oil and he buys the Cowboys. And how much did he pay for the Cowboys?
He bought the Cowboys for like
$140 million.
Oh my God.
$140 million. $140 million. Talk about a success story. You know
what is that, like a 10,000%? Like, are you kidding me?
Because now the Cowboys are worth $5 billion. I think.
No, they're
Is
worth
it more than
that.
5
They're
billion?
like
It's more
10.
now. Yeah, it's
They're
more.
like 10 billion.
Them, Real Madrid, it's a couple teams. The Yankees are all over 10 billion now. After that,
Since when? Since, like
but
last year?
was it? No,
inflation
there were
rate?
2
two.
years.
It was two sales. There was an NBA sale that was real huge, and then there was another one. When they were, I'm trying. They were when they're a bit. No, the Lakers. The Lakers
got
reset
sold for
everything.
2
Yeah, the Lakers reset everything.
Oh,
But
okay.
the Cowboys are up there. I mean, I think they're
Yeah,
if they're not 10 billion, they're way more than 5. Way more than
yeah.
5.
And that is. I
Well,
didn't realize
that's an American success story.
140 million. Oh my God, that's crazy.
That's how much you paid for it. Yeah, 140 million, 140 million dollars. But I mean, isn't what do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers value that? Because I think that ownership was a similar, like I think he bought his franchise for like $1 million, $2 million.
So-
I don't know. The original guy.
My input into the Google machine says currently the Dallas Cowboys worth $12 billion.
12. How did it go to $12 billion?
Because when the Bus family sold their share in the Lakers, that reset everything. Look up what Real is worth at this point, man.
The Dallas
wow.
Cowboys have an estimated net worth of $13 billion, making them the most valuable sports franchise in the world. This valuation is a testament to the franchise's massive annual revenue and its unmatched ability to generate local income through sponsorships and stadium operations. Yep.
Jerry's World is open 364 days a year. It's only closed on Christmas.
And when them jokers get a game on Christmas one of these years, they ain't gonna be closed in.
But Rory, with regards to what you said about his failures, I would say that was just a part of business culture in this country in that time for specific types of men, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. There were a lot of guys who are considered successes now that had a ton of failures. Like Jerry's not the only one. I can't think of his name now, but the guy who created Netscape, which was the first internet browser, is worth a ton of money. Every single company he did after that was a failure. Every single one. And they just kept giving him money and money and money and money. Like, it's just, he was around the same time. I mean,
Mark Anderson.
That's Netscape. Yeah, that's the guy. I mean, he ended up
Jim Clark was his partner. You might be talking about Jim Clark.
He ended up spending something like $1 billion on a yacht, building he was trying to build a smart yacht in the 90s, like an AI-driven, computer-driven yacht in the 90s. That's what he ended up doing, which ended up making him money, or he ended up making a bunch of money off of that because other rich people wanted the same types of boats. Yeah, so
find your clientele.
Yeah, he succeeded, and so that's what I'm saying. I understand it, and it does look crazy when you look at how often those guys like him were filing for bankruptcy and stuff like that. But that's just what they were allowed to do. They were allowed to fail a lot until they made it, because I think a lot of people made money off of their failures, and then they made money off the successes as well.
Make sure you can leverage those parts, the machines. Sell those things. Who knows?
Exactly.
I see that as a success. I mean, my goodness. He knew. He's like this business, this land, this oil business, being a landman isn't what it's cracked up to be. He wasn't the best at it. He finally hit that one well. Boom, he was out. I gotta get out. He found land. That land was the Cowboys. Irving, Texas.
Shout out to the show Land, man. It's an excellent show. I don't know if you guys watch it. Excellent.
I've not seen it.
Excellent. Billy Bob Thornton, Demi Moore. Excellent.
Okay.
Do you guess are they failing upwards in that show?
Yeah, if you're in the oil business, you're always failing, but you're always usually failing upwards. You can pay Peter. I mean, rob Peter to pay Paul and keep going, and you always are going to be among the richest of people. And it's like not even, it's a facade, right? It's a billionaire's facade, but you can move money and look like you got money and spend money, and yeah, even though you're quietly failing. I guess at some point it could catch up to you. But check out Landman. I guarantee you guys like it.
There's 100 guys that are trying to be Jerry Jones. Like
Jerry Jones was a guest in Landman too.
yeah, so
Is he really?
One episode, yeah.
Like that. I mean, you said it perfectly. They're all failing up. Everybody's trying to be the greater fool who fails better, who figures out the magic sauce and figures it out and becomes Jerry
Jones. He figured out the sauce.
Yeah, he figured it out.
Let's no more oil. He's like, oil is my side hustle. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm gonna do the Cowboys. And the Cowboys at the time, they were the city of shame. You know what I mean? They've been the city of shame for quite a few times, years. I mean, maybe you were during your time period, right, Stephen? I mean, because they were the city that was blamed for killing JFK. So they went from being America, and so the NFL had to rebrand the team into America's team. That's where a lot of things in Texas are the weirdest things. Like for example, Dallas had to be rebranded as the America's team because of the JFK murder in Dallas. Don't mess with Texas is a motto because Texas was literally, it was filthy. It was a filthy city. Filthy. Dallas was filthy. The cities outside were filthy. They had to clean it up, and that was their clean up motto. Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess up the city, the state. And now somehow people have turned into the Texas bravado pride, where don't mess with Texas. Texas is tough. Where did that come from? It's a filthy place. It still is filthy as a heads up. It still is very, very filthy. But the rebrand of the Cowboys from being the place where JFK was killed to being America's team, and then Jerry Jones comes along, thank goodness, in 1989 and buys that team, and off the rip, he's winning Super Bowls though. That's impressive. Right now we're going into the case for Jerry Jones, and I'm going to say that as soon as he bought the team prospered. The team prospered, whereas before him, they were just like,
well,
they were present.
That brings the football into it for this point of where we're going, right? He immediately fired legendary Dallas Cowboy coach Tom Landry.
Yeah.
I don't know that was too well received back then. Was it like 1989 or something?
Yep.
It was not well received at all. It was people hated him immediately out the gate. I mean,
go ahead, Steve.
He was loved, right?
He was a beloved coach. What it was Landry was past his time, but a guy like that had earned the right to go out on his own terms, right? And people saw it as Jerry not respecting that was a part of the game, that some guys earn the right to say this is when I'm sitting it down.
Shout out Mike Tomlin, coach.
And big shout out to Tomlin for that. But that's kind of been a marker of Jerry's tenure as the owner. He kind of bucks those normal trends, especially when it comes to things like that. He's a guy who cut a player who's been on the team for 10 years for money reasons, and it's like he saw Landry as an obstacle to get the team to where he wanted it to be, and everyone else saw Landry as a historical figure to the Cowboys, who again deserved to go out on his own terms. So
he did give Landry homage down here. I mean, you'll see.
Yeah.
He's built like on the side of highways. You'll see Landry stuff. You know what I mean? He's given Landry his lore.
Did he do that for Landry or for the money aspect of it? Because Landry sells.
Landry sells.
I don't know.
Jerry's a businessman. He did it because Landry sells. Period.
Well, there you go.
One you guys got some background noise?
Oh, that's me. My bad.
Fan?
Yeah.
I know I got one. If it goes too fast,
that's the same thing. This one if it goes too slow. But yeah, I think. I mean, that's not hard to admit, and that's what Jerry is. He is and always will be a salesman. He's marketing the team, and putting up a Landry statue and putting up homage to Landry draws people in.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's not.
He's like showing Tom Landry love, right?
Because showing Tom Landry love would have been to let him pick when he got to retire. That would have been showing him love. You only get one opportunity to do that, and he didn't do it. So, I don't think it's a thing you can. I don't think that's a thing you can reconcile for. Honestly, it just
so that part of phase is that his Damon phase, I guess. You know, it's a check against him.
I don't know because he was right.
He got rid of someone who won. He had 20 consecutive winning seasons, won 2 Super Bowls, won the NFC. I don't know how many times. I mean, you in a 20-year period of time, you get that person, you get rid of that person for a couple. You know, I mean, was it a power? Was it a power struggle that caused Jerry Jones to
that's speculation. That's speculation, but it could have been. It could have been him saying, "I'm going to make this decision and show everybody this is my
Tom Landry was the team. He was the team.
It could have been that, but that's just speculation. Again, we don't really have any way to confirm that. But that could have been a thing. He could have been saying, "You know what? People need to know this is my team. It's not anybody else's team. I'm not going to be fighting Tom Landry's ghost whenever he tries to retire. This is my team." But I think it was just a business decision. I think he thought it was Landry's time to go, and he was going to make that decision. He wasn't going to let Landry do it. That's you know.
I mean, I'm with you. Well, he's the third most winningest coach in NFL history, and was like just given the boot, like it was
at the time. Not any longer. Is he still?
I think he might still be. I mean, at the time, he might have been. I mean, is he still?
Hold on, I'll check. Let's see. Yeah, he's 5th. 250 career wins. He's 5th. He is Amy Rudy, Belichick, George Halas, and Don Shula are in front of him. The rest of the top 10 are Curly Lambeau, Paul Brown, Marty Schottenheimer, Chuck Noll, and Mike Tomlin, who is tied with Chuck Noll for 193 wins.
And Schottenheimer is now, his son is now the coach, isn't he?
He's the coach he's the head coach of the Cowboys. Bringing back Marty Ball. Bringing back Marty Ball.
So I think the way he went about it, I'll put a check in the on the red side. I'll call it red side, blue side. I'll put a check on the red side. And then the part to hiring Jimmy Johnson, I'll put on the blue side. I think he did his best move as operator and the general manager portion of Jerry Jones was trading Herschel Walker and the haul he got for that.
Oh yeah.
Kind of the haul I think Steven wants for the Wizards' first overall pick.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what if they don't give up everything, then we're not trading. You got to give us your whole team and all your future.
For this year's first pick.
And money. And we want cash too, because we a small market team. We need that. We need money to sign people and stuff.
Okay.
AJ better get with the program.
Oh yeah, well, he'll come there and be disgruntled. But the kid and we're getting sidetracked. But real quick, the kid Bailey went to Utah. Didn't want to go there last year. He wanted to be on the East Coast.
He wanted to go to the Wizards.
See, and now the Bensler wants to go to Utah, where he would school at BYU to set that Utah kind of roots. And now that's why he looked so disturbed when the Wizards got the first pick and Utah got second.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
All right, Roy, back on Jerry Jones, man.
He won't be all right. On the hostage. All right. So you went right to the Jimmy Johnson era, right? And Jimmy Johnson era definitely is a plus to him. I mean, Jimmy Johnson came out of the locks running. He gave it blocks, I should say, running.
Came out the SEC with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, something to prove.
He had his way of those players, you know. He had his way of those players, and it doesn't help. You know, it helps when you're bringing some of your players along with you. You know what I mean? He gets somebody. He knows who he has at his disposal. So that's number one. But those years that Jimmy Johnson years were fantastic. But they didn't
coach in the SEC. Miami won the SEC team.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he was coming from down near Florida. He knew college football talent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Was Miami in the ACC at that time?
Yeah, was Miami ACC back then?
I think they moved the ACC. I think Jimmy Johnson was going in. I'll find out. Go ahead, you guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yes, that is the positive. Hiring Jimmy. To be honest, Rory, I mean, if you have intimate knowledge of the trade, it was Jimmy who put together who structured that trade in the way that it worked out how it did. All of those incentives, all those things, saying whether we would keep the player that would translate into picks. It was him who
Miami joined the ACC in 2004. They were independent back when Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Cool. He really put that trade together, but you give Jerry credit because Jerry was the one who kind of said, hey, we need to upgrade this roster fast.
Yeah.
Jimmy, do what you got to do. And he said, you can trade anybody. And that's kind of what gave him, gave Jimmy the firepower to do what he did. In the NFL, it's probably never going to be no trade like that ever again. Everybody's on the guard to not give up that kind of return on the trade ever.
Except my Rams. My Rams don't care. My Rams don't care that much.
Yeah, but the Rams, the Rams trades are like the Rams make trades like the Eagles. Everything seems to be they're thinking several steps ahead. Yeah, it looks wild right now, but in a couple years it'll be like, how did they end up with 2 more picks? And it's like, I hate their GMs. But we're getting off topic. I think the sustained success that they had under Jimmy and after the Herschel Walker trade, it has to be counted as a positive.
That's
definitely a positive. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be counted as a positive.
Well, that's why I broke it in two. I said the way Landry was let go, red side. Jimmy Johnson is a higher blue side. Though people may forget, Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman, I believe they came in together and they finished 1-15 their first year.
Yeah, terrible. It was a weak roster. It was a really weak roster. It was, that was why that trade got them that massive upgrade. You end up with Russell Maryland, you end up with Emmitt Smith, you end up with Woodson, and now you're a completely different team. And then down the road, it keeps conveying into high, really good, role position guys. Now you have a top tier defense in a couple years, and I think for me, I think Kevin's tipping on the fact that, of course, there are some red marks on that because it's a callback to how Landry was let go. The rift between Jerry and Jimmy kind of seems like the same thing, where it's a power struggle, where Jerry wants to be. Jerry feels like, this is my team. You can't do anything unless I tell you to. So all this team success is mine, on my credit. Nobody succeeds without me, and that's a crazy standpoint for anybody to take it.
But that is Jerry's standpoint.
But that's his standpoint.
He went from and you got to think like Kevin said, you have a team that I can imagine the heat that he might have been getting at this point because he let Landry go. He brings in this other guy, and he goes 1-15. Could you imagine the heat that he's going to take down here?
And then you trade Herschel Walker.
Then you get that trade.
It looks like Herschel Walker is the best player on the team, but it works out. It works out.
Right. And within that time period, within 4 years, think about for Jimmy Johnson, his 4 years as a coach of the Cowboys, 2 Super Bowls. That's a pretty darn good record. You know what I'm saying?
He only coached for 4 years.
Yep, down here.
For the Cowboys, yeah, he got fired after the.
Well, I knew they didn't get along. I thought a lot was 6 years maybe, but yeah, okay, wow.
So to me, I think again, it's a callback to Landry. There's an argument about who gets credit for the success, which is silly when you're winning and you're probably going to keep winning. That's a dumb argument to have, but there's an argument, and both of them dug in because. Jimmy was not willing to concede anything to keep his job. He wasn't. He was willing to be fired to take a stance on that. He goes down to Miami, and this is what I think is the worst thing that ever happened. Jerry hires Barry Switzer, and we win the Super Bowl. If we had lost, if we had a massive regression, and it looks like
Pittsburgh Steelers Neil O'Donnell gave you that Super Bowl, but go ahead, I digress.
But we did. But either way, Super Bowl or not, there was continued success without Jimmy. So for Jerry, that just confirms everything. It's validation. I was right. This team is successful.
But Barry had Jimmy's team. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not how. But you and I both know that's not how Jerry thinks. That's not how he's thinking. And then that was it. That was the peak. And then it's downhill from there, right? The funny part is though, Jimmy didn't have no success out there in Miami either, man. He really didn't. What was he? He had a pretty terrible record, I think, while he was out there in Miami. I think, he got Ricky, and they had a pretty decent offense for a little while, but he never had any success either, which again is bad because that validates Jerry. Every year Jimmy fails, it tells him I was right. You know what I mean? And it's
you make out with that Herschel.
He was 36 and 28.
Okay.
I mean that
wasn't great though. It wasn't great.
He never went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
In 5 years, he led the team to 3 playoffs. I mean, it was Miami Dolphins that time. Then post Dan Marino he couldn't coach Marino, did he?
No, he didn't.
Post.
I think
That's what I'm saying. I thought he had him for like 1 year.
Maybe. Let me check.
But I think, again, I'm not knocking Rick. I'm not knocking Jimmy. What I'm saying is Jimmy not succeeding at the same level that he did in Dallas just bolstered Jerry's ego. And even as the Cowboys are on the downswing, he's still
3 to 5 seasons he had Marino.
He's still in his mind thinking, well, I still made the right decision because look at Jimmy. He's not building no Super Bowl dynasty out there in Miami. He's not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's bad. It's bad for the Cowboys. It ends up being detrimental because now you have a guy who feels like for us to be successful, everybody has to, I'm God of this team. Nobody's gonna have any success unless it goes through me. That starts that culture of these, well, not exactly starts it, but these kind of like soft coaches that we had, with the exception of Parcells. But yeah.
Well, and that's why Parcells left too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry
Parcells he's a coach and GM, and
right?
So
which is why I think when we talk about, so you make a point, Steven, that move, Barry Switzer winning the Super Bowl. A Super Bowl they should have lost. Steeler bias here. Super Bowl they should have lost. But from that moment, Larry Brown, Super Bowl MVP, that was given 2 interceptions by Leon O'Donnell, helped seal the game, was Super Bowl MVP and rewarded a big contract. He never panned out. I think he left. I think he went to Tampa, didn't pan out. The Cowboys haven't been to an NFC Championship game since the NFC Championship game that got them there. Is that right? No, they haven't been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the case against Jimmy Johnson.
The closest they've been is they've been to
Jerry Jones.
They've been to the semis. They've been to the semis like 4 times. That's the closest they've been.
No NFC.
No championship game appearances at all.
No.
Well, that means either having a first round bye and you're automatically in it, or winning 1 playoff game.
Right. I mean, they did have I think the Colts broke they have a tie. They have the tie record for most consecutive division wins. So they were like you said, they were number 1 seed a lot. So they got a bunch of buys. A lot of that is because the East was super weak. The Cowboys were really the only team, the Washington team, they were big on a backwards decline. The Eagles were trying to figure things out, and the Giants were coming back up, but it wasn't happening yet. So the Cowboys were kind of just running through the East, kind of like Indianapolis used to run through their division. But I think again, the sustained success was terrible, and it leads you to, other than Parcells, you get these coaching hires where everybody's a yes man. You never get another guy like with Jimmy's personality or Jimmy's drive ever again. And it kind of puts us in this, and we never have a GM ever again. You never have a coach.
I say you have coaches. You just have Jerry Jones trying to interject and be that GM. He's the GM.
Right.
I make the team. I do this. I do that. And that's why he's not going to work out with Bill Parcells, because Bill Parcells wants to have that type of,
that started that culture, those terrible trades. The trade for Joey Galloway to try to get some more years out of Aikman. You trade away 2 first-round picks for a guy that is good, but Seattle was already trying to get off of him, and it ends up not working out. And it to your detriment, you can't really build the team up because you're trying to win with Troy. You end up fast forwarding and doing the exact same thing with Romo. Romo and T.O. have a tiff. They start to have a thing. So you ship T.O. out and you trade 2 first-round picks for another guy who's on the edge in Roy Williams, who really doesn't pan out. And all of those are Jerry moves. And I'm willing to admit, like, after the Switzer Super Bowl, it's all red. It's most everything is like negative decisions. It's to me though, it's him trying to do things that he thinks can get us wins. What he had before. But he doesn't actually know how to do it. So it's just grasping, and it's a lot of losing, and it's a lot of mediocrity.
I'm not gonna say any names. I'm sure you guys know who I may be talking about. Sounds a lot like another guy I know that won't admit he's wrong, admit that maybe it's not my thing, it's not my level of expertise. Maybe I shouldn't be dealing with this stuff. Maybe I should hire a skilled GM. Maybe I should put somebody in charge to make my team look good. You know what I mean? Play well.
The right pieces.
The right pieces. I think it's red. It's red on the field since then. I think last year was his best year. I think he didn't pay Micah Parsons, but I think he got good return as it turned out for what happened. They got I don't know if they got lucky, but the draft went their way this year. They got Caleb Williams. So I think this past year has been his best year from a talent acquisition, and deciding not to pay a guy because you waited to pay Micah Parsons, and you're gonna get your head bust, Jerry, because you waited way too long. That's another thing with him. He waits way too long to pay his players. He doesn't want to talk to agents. And I think the part of the coaches he picks, because like you said, he picks perceivingly soft coaches because so they can listen to him, which I believe in turn makes the team soft. Dallas Cowboys are pampered. All their amenities and facilities and all that stuff like that are among the best in the league. But I think there's a certain amount of entitlement that comes with being a Dallas Cowboy when you have that star that I think they're getting it out the mud, but you're not getting out the mud. You know what I mean? So I think his son, Steven, would be better if he was just in charge of everything. I think Steven can talk to his father. But I want to ask about real quick, we got about 12, 13 minutes, about the business Jerry Jones' business perspective is blue box all the way through.
Oh, absolutely.
And his influence, I mean, just the mere fact that we talked about buying Dallas Cowboys for $140 million, they're worth $13 billion now. He was heavily influenced, if you remember back in the day, Roy, you will, the Maverick, Al Davis was a huge influence on Jerry Jones.
Massive influence.
Influence. And Al Davis would challenge the NFL about anything.
And would on everything, and will sue the NFL quick. Say I can't do something. I'm see you in court next month.
Move my team.
I'll move whatever. You can't tell me what I can and can't do. I'm gonna move the team and I'm gonna sue y'all.
And I think Al Davis one time tried to. He wasn't the one good with one of the NFL's, branded sponsorships across the league. I can't remember what it was. I know Jerry Jones did the same thing with Pepsi, right? He signed a deal with Pepsi. And I think the league was their Coke league? I don't remember.
It was the league, the entire rest of the league, every stadium sold Coke products. Jerry negotiated a better deal with Pepsi, and the league told him he couldn't, so he sued the league and won. So to this day, Jerry negotiates his beverage deals at the stadium separate from the entire rest of the NFL. I mean, but you take the good with the bad too, because Jerry is one of the guys, he's one of the owners that has helped grow the NFL to where it is. The NFL being the big spectacle and all of that, and kind of like robbing Showtime Lakers style thing where the NFL is going to be a big thing. That's a lot of Jerry too. And, you know,
is it though?
Yes, he is a businessman through and through. The idea of taking a league to more Hispanic areas, who do you think benefits from that immediately? The Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have more native Hispanic fans than any other team in the league. He want to go down there more than any other team because he knows his team will benefit.
And that's the thing too, as you know, like we talk about the businessman, but the Cowboys have always been the Cowboys, and I I haven't been here I've been here 2 years, but these people love their Dallas Cowboys. Even when they lose, they love their Dallas Cowboys. These people are just like.
Rory, that's the marketing. That's the marketing.
It's not marketing, dude.
When you down there, I stay down there around the Star. You can't. When you down there in Frisco around the Star, you can't turn left or right without seeing the advertising for the event at the Star and this going on at Jerry's World. It don't matter if we win it or not. You going to Jerry's World to do something if
That's
you live
the
down
point
there.
I'm making. It's part of the culture down here. Has nothing to do with Jerry Jones. They love their Dallas Cowboys. They have those stupid Dallas backwards everywhere. Every kid has a Dallas Cowboys upside down, whatever it is. I'm like, what is that thing? And they love the Dallas Cowboys. It's part of who they are. They don't care who the manager is. They don't care who the owner is. They love the Dallas Cowboys.
I'll give you an example. You don't think that when Jerry decided I'm going to pay Deion all this money, that part of it was because he knew how big a star Deion was going to be outside of football. That he knew that Deion was going to be this cultural thing for football, that he was going to draw all these non-football fans in because Deion was going to do everything, including football. He was going to do a rap song. He was going to do a rap song, rap video. He was going to have advertisements for everything. Part of that was into he sees his investment in his players as when he pays a player, it could be a return. It's all going to be returned back to me.
Didn't Deion come from the 49ers?
I thought he came from Atlanta. I thought
when Jerry got
No, he left Atlanta and went to the 49ers.
Okay, he came from the 49ers.
Him getting Deion was bringing a hasty demise to the dynasty created by the 49ers, because when I first came to this country, it was the 49ers. They were running the show. They beating my Rams, beating everyone. And him getting Deion just helps his Dallas. It's not like he's a sage man, but if you take Deion from the 49ers and bring him to your team, helps you.
He brought Haley too.
Yeah.
I mean, Deion became one of the faces of the team, and he's not like the other Cowboys that are one team guys, and he's still beloved by Dallas fans like he was a one team guy when he went and played for Washington. You know what I'm saying? So
the point I'm making here,
I'm saying that Jerry
includes that the rise of the Cowboys comes at the expense of the decline of the 49ers. That's when the Cowboys come to get their 3 Super Bowls.
They were still winning.
The 49ers have been more relevant. They won a Super Bowl after Dallas.
Yeah.
They have been back to at least 2, maybe 3 since Dallas has even been the one.
I'm saying I'm talking about the decline as in there's more parity.
Is there a decline if you're still relevant?
There's no decline. They've climbed back to relevance in a way that the Cowboys have not. The Cowboys are relevant
right now,
but not because of winning or anything like that. The Cowboys are relevant because Jerry markets the Cowboys to be one of the premier teams for the league. The 49ers are relevant because they win. They built a winning team and a winning culture and stuff again. It took them a long time to get back there, but they did it.
What's a long time? I feel like from Steve Young, I feel like the Jeff Garcia 49ers were better than anything Dallas was doing at that time. Jeff Garcia was quarterback.
Yeah, but they weren't really good. I mean, he didn't have no real success. I would say
he didn't win a Super Bowl.
I would say the turnaround for the Niners is when they got Harbaugh. Because remember, they were a joke, man. Remember, they had the quarterback that Singletary lost control of the team. Like, they're back to me. That's their lowest point, and now they're back to where they were in the 90s,
But
where
no,
they just win.
you can't act like Mariucci wasn't a good coach. Mariucci,
No, Mariucci was.
well, I mean, he was before
He was
Singletary. They fell off for a little bit.
He had guys, but he was never able to get them over the hump. He was never able to get them back
Never
to
won a Super Bowl. They were going to NFC Championship games. That's why I said that even the game, probably who they played, where T.O. set like the record and had like 20 catches.
He never really, Mariucci never got his quarterback. That's really
that was Jeff Garcia.
Garcia wasn't the guy. That's all I'm saying.
He wasn't the guy, but I'd argue that Garcia 49ers were better than anything the Cowboys was doing during the same time.
I'm not saying that they weren't better. All I'm saying is the Niners did have a decline, and they're back. They're back to where they were, and the Cowboys are not. In terms of on the field performance, no, the Cowboys are nowhere near the 90s.
But
the Cowboys relevancy was a 4-year window.
No, the Cowboys are still relevant, Rory. Stop it.
No, I'm talking about in regards to Super Bowls, Stephen.
Okay.
Super Bowls.
But
yes, I live here. I'm fully aware they're relevant.
Okay,
everyone loves the Cowboys. Even if they went over, people are still loving the Cowboys. It has nothing to do with Jerry Jones.
I would say this.
Nothing to do with him.
Can I say this? Because I did want to bring this up. I actually made a note about this. I want to say this. The Cowboys, again, I think the Cowboys culture and their relevancy is because of Jerry and the way they market the team. I think a team like the Niners have relevancy because they're good. And for me, I think the Steelers are very similar. The Steelers sell culture, but they sell a winning culture. What they sell is people who are not a part of the Ohio Valley where the core Steelers fans are. They want to be a part of that. They want to feel like, damn, I'm trying to be that looks fun. You know what I'm saying? And they have it. The Steelers have the kind of following, a very similar following, but they do it because they win. You know what I'm saying? They've been relevant because they win. They've never been a losing team. You know, they don't have to. They're not selling drama. The Cowboys sell drama. That's all.
No, but people are going to be Steeler fans because they're in Pennsylvania. People are Steeler fans because they live in Ohio. They live in Pennsylvania. They live in those areas. And
it's other teams. It's other teams to like, though. It's other teams.
Yeah, they do. And
other teams, but people still Steelers fans. That's what I'm saying. Because the Steelers.
But they're going to be a Steelers fan no matter what. And that's what I'm saying about Dallas. People could be a Dallas fan regardless. They got no other shot. Houston. That's Houston or Dallas. That's the fan base down here.
And you're not no Houston fan if you don't. You're not no Houston fan if you don't live in Houston. Like you're a Cowboys fan if you live anywhere but Houston.
Agree. That diaspora is there. But they had 4 years of relevance in regards to Super Bowl winning. Like they haven't been to an NFC Championship game since 1995. Right.
Well, I feel like you're ignoring their sustained success of the 70s when they were battling it out with the Steelers.
We said Landry.
It's not 4 years.
He had 20 winning seasons.
They had and
Super Bowls.
And you're saying that their relevancy. You're saying their relevancy was 4 years, but that's not true. I just told you.
I'm talking about Jerry Jones.
Let me finish.
Jerry Jones.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about Jerry Jones. Let me finish. You can't say the window is 4 years if they kept destroying and dominating the division, and we're in the playoffs every single year. Can't say that they weren't relevant. They were winning until basically. And once Aikman had no weapons left, it was over.
When was the last time they were in the NFC Championship game? That shows me relevance. When was the last time they were in the NFC Championship game?
You can be on the decline winning wise and still be relevant.
It's a simple question.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you the year 1995. 1995 was the last time the Dallas Cowboys.
I know that. I don't understand what you're saying.
That's relevance.
What are you saying?
That's relevance. Relevance
is pull up ESPN and I bet you there's a Cowboy story on the front page that they want you to
click. That's low bar relevance.
That ain't no low bar relevance. It's relevance. Low bar relevance. You can't qualify it that way. It's relevance. You're mad because Jerry sells the team and that's what he does.
Some to add before you guys keep arguing back and forth from a fan perspective of not anything that's actually would allude to two geniuses having a philosophical discussion. But the Dallas Cowboys are the largest fan base around the world, boasting an estimated 8.5 million global supporters. New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs, and Green Bay Packers round out the top 5. So San Francisco's not in the top 5.
But I mentioned the Steelers, didn't I?
These figures are supported by Statista and Global Digital Footprint Research, a breakdown of the top NFL teams globally. So yeah, Dallas, then New England, then Pittsburgh. New England has 7 million worldwide. Pittsburgh has 6.4. Green Bay has 5.2. Kansas City 4.1. And I think what you identify with all those teams is that they've all had multiple Super Bowl successes.
Right.
Multiple.
Right.
The 49ers have 2. I wonder if they're right on the outside looking in. I don't know, but then List has a top 5. But I bet they would be somewhere up next.
The big thing that hurts them is they haven't had, even with Purdy, he's a good quarterback, but they haven't had a star quarterback. They haven't had a breakout star quarterback that you sell jerseys for and stuff like that. Every one of those other teams has a guy that's on the all top 10 list. The first 3 guys, the Steelers got Ben, the New England got Tom Brady. They have guys who they could sell as the guy. Like the Niners just really haven't had that. I mean, they had Cap, but it didn't work out, you know. So I think that kind of explains that. And it speaks to what I'm saying, man. Teams sell culture. They do. You can either sell your winning culture, right? And obviously the Cowboys are selling not winning. We're the rock stars. You have to pay attention to us. We're great. And look at how awesome it is to be a Cowboy, whether you're winning or not. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, that's what they've sold for years. That's what Jerry, I've said that before, Tay. We've had this conversation before, that they sell that. And that's, as a fan, it sucks because it's like,
down Dallas hat.
Yeah, as a fan, it sucks because you're like, okay, well, when do we get good? When do we be good? When do we be a good team? And then you sell us being a good team. It's like, oh, they never going to do that because they make the same amount of money selling the bad team.
So final thoughts. That sounds like that could have been yours, Stephen, on Jerry. But overall, Jerry Jones, your final thought.
I think, unfortunately, he's a necessary evil. A lot of the reason why I'm a Cowboys fan is because of decisions that he made and decisions that he was in on. And you just got to ride it out now. I think things are a little bit different now. We do have a de facto GM with Will McClay. So a lot of the things that you guys see that are really smart football decisions are coming from him. But I think
or Jerry Jones will take credit for it.
I think, well, Jerry's always going to take credit for it. But I think ultimately you just have to, it is what it is. You take the good with the bad. You don't, if you want to have fun being a Cowboy fan and you want to be the team that everybody pays attention to, then you got to accept Jerry, because they weren't that for this long before Jerry. Jerry turned the team into the thing he sold, not a winning team. He just sells the Cowboys. And that's what I think. Unfortunately, as a fan, you have to deal with that.
The winning culture of the Cowboys came from Landry. You know what I mean? You know, the 2 Super Bowls, the 5+ NFC championship games, that all came from Landry. And Jerry Jones came in and he did something great. He got his Jimmy Johnson on board. He went to 3 Super Bowls within a 4 or 5 year period of time. And ever since then, it's been nothing. Not an NFC championship game since 1995. We're in year 2026. 2026. That's a lot of years.
Tex Schramm, Tom Landry, Gil Brandt, scouting expert for Dallas back in the day, Roger Starbuck, Tony Dorsett, Randy White, Ed Too Tall Jones.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys set the foundation.
And they're pre-Jerry.
Carried up America's team, all pre-Jerry. Jerry bought them at a good deal. This is my fun take. A good deal at a time, all time. So from business perspective, what he's turned it into, but we gotta keep in mind the valuation, what it was back then and what things are now. I mean, all franchises you can't get a franchise for not $1 billion. So that was gonna happen anyway. Now, the level he has is a different level. But ultimately, his success on the field was between the Jimmy Johnson years. And I'd say since the 2000s, Dallas has had good football teams that win games, you know, so I won't call them like sorry or irrelevant, but they're not, and kind of like the Steelers, right? Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 8 years. I mean, but the fans' expectation is something different. I think Jerry Jones. So from the football side of things, he washed out 25 years ago, since the 2000s, right? I think from the business side of things, he's great. If you remember this, I tell you what my comp is for Jerry Jones. Mr. Barnum and Bailey. You know those guys? They ran the circus.
Yes.
The greatest show on earth. And that's what I equate Dallas to, the Dallas Cowboy. I think it's a fair comparable, a fair comp. I mean, you know, people were spending money to go see the circus. What crazy they gonna do? The fat lady riding the wheel, the dude running from tigers and all kind of lunacy. But it's sold. People wanted to see it. They took that thing everywhere around the country and made lots of money. So I think from a ownership perspective, Jerry Jones is equal, if not better, to them at what they did. They were just selling something else that wasn't like entertainment. Like, what can we come up with? I got a whole bunch of Noah's Ark animals and shit, right? And I got an idea. I got an idea. Let's just use these animals, get some people, and they used to get people along the way, right? They didn't have people. You have people that travel with the circus, like people that they just pick up along the way. So they weren't getting the best players, right? They didn't have like a trapeze artist we paying top dollar to. We paying somebody to say, hey, along the way, I can do that. Well, let's see if you can do it. If you fall off, it ain't on us. We're giving you a chance to make some bread. So I think I equate Jerry Jones to that from an ownership perspective, but he's making lots of money. And as you owner or businessman, that's the ultimate objective. As an owner, he needs to, as a general manager and football guy, he needs to concede some of that. He always has since Jimmy Johnson left. And I think the Dallas Cowboys, because he wants to be good. So if he just puts expertise in place to let them have the vision, let him back that person or that team of people, they'll be much better for it.
But thank you for that. He's changed, like you said. He has gone to a whole new, persona. His new thing is he's all in on the success and the winning of the Dallas Cowboys. That was this is his all in era. He said he's going to go for broke. He's going to go broke, making Dallas Cowboy the team that they, even though there's a salary cap, but he's going to go for broke. You know what I mean? Making
that's
Dallas
the thing.
Cowboys,
he ain't gonna go broke though. He ain't gonna go broke.
No. That's his mantra though.
That's more marketing, man. He's trying to set up his grandkids and everything. He's trying to set up his grandkids and his great grandkids because they're gonna be the best Cowboys you ever seen. So you gotta watch and come and buy up all the jerseys and stuff. Okay? Don't give up.
The next 3 Super Bowls are coming. They're coming around.
Yeah, they're about to come. It's our year.
Here. We're due. We're 31
He sells it's our year culture. He is a pro at that. Like Kevin.
No Diddy. You got this shit.
I think Kevin summed it up perfectly. I have nothing more to add. Kevin, that was a great analogy.
Thanks, man.
Well, thank you for that, Kev. And I'm saying after his little era of success, Jerry Jones he's been on the other side, Kev. He's been on that red side. He's been on the red side. He has not been a benefit. But no, that's not true. The Dallas Cowboys did get a free stadium. Arlington taxpayers paid him to have this. So he you know what? I'm gonna say he's blue.
It wasn't free.
I'm saying the people paid for it. The people paid for it. He didn't pay for it.
They paid a percentage. He took out a loan for his for his part of it. It wasn't half, but he didn't. He's not one of the owners that had the city pay for the whole thing. He went with Arlington because they gave the most generous package, but he took out a loan for part of that. He didn't. That wasn't stop
it. And what paid the loan back? What paid that loan back?
AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World is a great venue. They have all kind of national championship events there, college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm. The World Cup's coming.
World Cup will be played in Jerry's World also. With that being said, we're going to wrap it up. I just want to close with this. I think that the Dallas Cowboys are ran a lot like our country is run right now. And I'll just finish with that. and we out. Big peace, everybody.
Yeah, JAG2G. More than the players, more than the scores. Get up on game, try to do no more. More knowledge, more game. One got the knowledge, one got the logic, and one's eclectic, the perspective's prophetic. JAG Collective, bringing perspective outside the game.